This is awesome. This is freaking awesome. Holy moly. All right, y'all, me and Donna are making our way home from the Gator Nationals, driving through Georgia. Had to make a stop. It was a must do. Obviously, Summit come on board as a sponsor of the Top Fuel car this year. Been buying parts from them for years and have never stopped by here. It's gonna be like a kid in a candy store walking in to check this place out. I'm gonna bring y'all along and let's check out this big, awesome, giant store. This is awesome. This is freaking awesome. Holy moly. What a selection in here. Wow. This could be very deadly on my credit card. Holy moly. Wow. Unreal. It's awesome, y'all. Just aisle after aisle after aisle of cool stuff. It is definitely a car shop stop must. I've never seen anything like this at all. Place is huge, it's massive. Ah, hey, look at there. A little bit of fast stuff. I'm gonna get really familiar with that. I gotta learn more and more. Look at that baby shine. So, obviously home from Gainesville. Have spent a big part of the day cleaning up the toter home. Got the slide pulled out, polishing up the stainless. Got this all clean and nice. And it's a big job, but not nearly as big as this thing. It's freaking dirty, nasty. All that rained on us driving home. So I like my stuff clean and probably overdo it cleaning it because it's a good chance that I'll drive through rain the moment we take off in it again somewhere. That just seems to be how it goes. So the next thing on my list of things to do after being home from the monsoon race is Donna's little Mini Cooper needs an oil change and some front brake pads. I think this car's got 41,000 miles on it. And I've got this beautiful bin pack lift and poor old baby D sitting there. Yes, some parts have came in. No, I have not unboxed them. Summit Racing has sent some stuff in, and I hope to get this thing where it is a roller, because if I'm gonna change the oil in the Mini Cooper, it sure would be nice to use the bin pack lift. What I need to do, y'all know my nice wheels. I have not ordered 3 more of those tires. I should have done that. That way I got all the tires for it. But I guess I'm going to change the oil right quick in the Mini. It's not the easiest thing in the world. It's kind of weird. For one, there's no good place to jack the car up. And for two, it is a bit of a mess because it has a cartridge filter. Anyway, whatever. It's kind of a pain in the butt. That's just all there is to it. But appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to get to work. We'll check back in a minute. All right, y'all. I am working on this super high performance car of Donna's. The old 2017 Mini Cooper. What do you call it? The Sheldon Cooper. The Sheldon Cooper. And what oil do you use in this high performance thing? Why, Valvoline, of course. I will say this car is actually pretty fun. It is a John Cooper Works. Look, it's even got its own tune number on there. Turbo 6-speed. And so we, huh?
And you hate this car.
I don't hate it, but it's not necessarily my favorite. It is kind of fun to drive. So we got some fresh Valvoline in there. Donna said the tire light come on. I may now know why. Look at that. I don't know how big or how or where she got that, but that Gainesville. Yeah, that's a leaker. Yep. An old construction screw. You been driving around in a construction area?
Yes, sir.
We got screwed right there. And I know it's the wrong thing to do, but the only thing I got here is no tire machine, but I got a plug kit. Comment below. We know that's not the right thing to do, but tell me how I shouldn't do it anyway, but that's what I'm fixing to do. We got a leak. And there we have it. One plug in with the soapy water test. I think we're good. I hate using plugs, but we've all done it. We all use them. Now I just gotta find a razor blade. Slice that bad boy off. The Mini Cooper got that fresh, what did I put in there? That is fully synthetic 0W20. New cars trip me out with the zero weight stuff. Now I am gonna go ahead and pull that wheel off and take a peep at the old brake pads while I got it up on jack stands, since Baby D's in my way on the lift. Super exciting video for you guys again. But hey, we're home and this is what I'm doing, bringing you along. Oh, that hurt. Them claws hurt. Silly girl. That is just a portion. Huh? Well, we live in there. That's like unloading our whole house. It's like a portion of the stuff out of the toter home. Unload so that in a few days we can reload. Okay, so sometimes I get ahead of myself. Y'all probably have figured that out. Can't be still, can't quit talking. And I was editing and realized I was talking about all this stuff we unloaded out of the toter home, but I did not give you any context. How about some context right here? Donna and I made the decision we are changing up things, how we travel to the race. So the toter home, we took it to get some panels replaced inside to make it a little nicer, some items to be fixed up a little bit for its new owner. I don't know who that is yet, but Don and I are going to change from the toter home to a motorhome. We've never done the motorhome thing, and we're going to give it a try. We are keeping the stacker trailer. SSI decals will re-vinyl that to make it match the motorhome that we are going to pick up in a few days. There's your context. Continue on with the rest of the video. Thank you very much. Whew, lots of stuff. It literally, we've been using that, I think, I don't know, 5-6 years, something like that. It's literally like unloading your house. It really, really is. I think I'm gonna stop on the toter home for a little while. Got some parts that come in from Summit for Baby D. I really need to make this thing a roller because it's tying up the lift. And I want to get started because I said I was. I've got that just mocked up hanging there when we were trying to figure out tire size. Had this big old box come in from Summit Racing. And what we got here is a lowering kit for Baby D. Ain't that right, Millie girl? Ain't that right, baby? We got a lowering kit. Yes, we do. We got a lowering kit. All right, got to tell the truth. I have done one lowering kit my entire life on another Dodge truck. Don't really know what is involved. Looks pretty obvious. We got a couple. No, we got more than a couple. We got shocks. We got some springs that are really heavy. I'm assuming those will be shorter than what came with it. Got a bump stop there. And I'm just digging here, y'all. I'm just digging. Man, these springs are freaking strong. Heavy. All right, I'm still opening here. So there's springs and shocks, some bump stops. We got one more box in this box. And I'm assuming this will be parts for lowering the rear. That is my guess. Again, everybody, I've not ever really done a ton of lowering. And there's some heavy parts in there. Let's see. Looks like a spring location, something or another. Obviously, we'll have a couple of those. I know already we're fixing to get into some work on the back of this thing. We also have front and rear spring location. Spring relocation. How about that? Spring relocation. And a pile of bolts, as well as the instructions. Oh, thank goodness it's got some photos. That helps. So, I think the front's pretty straightforward. I just finished putting all my new parts on. And the springs. Then we get into some work on the back. Because I'm pretty sure it is like big, giant hot rivets that hold the spring locators, spring perches, whatever you call them. That's going to be a job. But I think what we got is a 2-4 drop, if I remember correctly. Let's get after it, y'all. Okay, so there's the stock spring. There's the spring from the Beltec kit from Summit. Obvious difference in height there. Have ran into something. I actually was reading the instructions, and this cup here is supposed to have a rubber bump stop in it. Nope, sorry. It's supposed to have a rubber bump stop in it. And the instructions tells you to drill the 2 rivets out of the center. As you can see, there are no rivets. And I can tell you for sure that that bad boy is welded some kind of good all the way around. So you can see that it's got a lot of weld. And if we climb underneath here, this is a aftermarket, not an aftermarket. Well, it is aftermarket. It's just not a high performance. That is a control arm from Moog, and you can see that this piece has been welded on. So I'm not sure what I want to do here, because it definitely is on there in a super strong fashion. So I'm not sure I should try to just grind that off or what I should do there or if it will hit. I don't know. There you have it. So we no longer have that metal mount in the way. Removed it. And I'll probably get blasted in the comments, but I'm not putting the little bump stop on there. Come here. This little deal here, I do not even think I'm going to put that on there. I know I probably should, but I'm not. I'm going back to work. Ooh-wee! We got a mess going on. All this stuff. Toter home's not in the shop. We got plenty of stuff that come out of the toter home in the shop. And I know this. We have covered the bases in this video. We stopped at Summit. We unloaded the toter home. I don't even know what all we did do, but I appreciate you guys watching, liking, subscribing, sharing. And as always, thanks for those comments, and I'll see you in the next one.